guys, we got Fanny loaded and we're ready to go spend a night scamping at the nearby Westmoreland State Park. Here we go. Westmoreland State Park is actually very close to our home where we live in Colonial Beach. It's only about 15 miles. Good park. It's right on the Potomac. There's good hiking and stuff, but we've never camped there. There are a few different camping areas in Westmoreland State Park. We got a site in Campground C. The cost for one night is $25, you know, with the tax and whatever fees they charge. It came to 31 bucks. That's a good price, but we don't have any hookups, so, you know, we'll be running on our own juice. When we get there, I'm gonna do a full walk around the campsite and we'll talk about what the campground's like and what they have to offer. I don't believe they have showers. I think they have flush toilets, but we'll see. All right, like I said, this is right up the street, so after a short drive, we'll be there in just a few minutes. Westmoreland State Park is located in the northern neck of Virginia near the town of Montrose. It's about an hour drive east of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Nearby attractions include George Washington's birthplace, which is a national monument operated by the National Park Service. Also nearby is Stratford Hall, the historic home of the Lee family. Many famous residents lived in that home, but is perhaps most famous as being the birthplace of Civil War General Robert E. Lee. Westmoreland State Park sits on the Potomac River. Popular activities there include hiking, boating, fishing, and swimming. We made our reservation online and the check-in process was so easy. We rolled up to the entrance station, gave them our name, and they handed us a welcome packet and gave directions to the campsite. Admission to the park was included with the campsite fee. Campground C, where we're staying, is pretty much the first thing you come across on the right-hand side as you're driving into the park. Alright, so here's our spot. We got the first one in the campground. It's C1. There it is. Fits right in there nicely. So these are actually mostly tent sites. As I mentioned, there's no hookups. So there's sort of like a separate area here between. This would be the pad where you park normally. And then back here on this walkway is sort of like our actual camping area. Each site comes with a picnic table, the fire area, the grill type thing. This is kind of unusual. I'm used to being more of a pit or a ring or something like that, rather than just a slab. But this is where the fire is, and then we got your hooks to hang your food for the bars. So yeah, all in all, it's a nice size campsite for the space, you know, really good. You know, it's easy to find, obviously, with the first one. It's nice, puts us on the end, even though we're near the entrance, but yeah, so far, a good impression. Right across from ours, it's C2. It's looking like we have a pretty consistent sort of setup for each of the sites. See back there, this one has a ring, which is something like what I'm accustomed to. I may have to ask someone about that. I've never seen just a flat surface for your fire. So I'm just doing a quick walk through the campground now. It's very quiet here. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's about 2:30. You know, we rolled up here around 2. Like always, setup was a snap. You know, I'm just kind of checking this place out while Dawn's doing her decorating and all that stuff that she loves to do. But yeah, this campground is really very quiet. I'm sure it's gonna fill up. One interesting thing that I did learn, the website says check-in time is 4 p.m. Checkout's 1 p.m. But basically, if you show up anytime and your site's available, you can check in at any point. So the way I read that now, knowing better, is that check-in really is 1 or maybe between 1 and 2. Were I to do it again, I'd probably get here pretty close to 1, honestly, and just have more time in sight. Something that I'm very happy to see. This place has a full bathhouse. Now, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't even sure if they'd have, flush toilets or running water, and they have both, and they have showers, which is awesome because I love my showers. I didn't test the water, see if it run hot, but, I'll bet it does, but even if it doesn't, a shower is a shower, so that's cool. Goes to show I didn't do my research very well. I didn't think that there were showers, so very pleasantly surprised to see that there are in fact showers. Alright, so some of these sites here towards the back half of the loop are definitely less private. Like, look at this one. This is C20. Let me show you. You're right on the road. Talk about no privacy whatsoever. I mean, don't get me wrong, if I wanted to get in here and spend some time camping, I'd take it, but definitely that'd be my last choice. Eureka, there it is, drinking water. It's right by slot C22. Maybe there's one closer, I might have missed one, but at least I know where I can find it now, so that's good to know. Past this guy, we got some more drinking water closer to our site. We're next to C10, so I guess if you're on this side of the loop, that'd be the more convenient place to get your water. These guys, except for that one site that I pointed out that's pretty much just out in the middle of everything, they're all really good spots. They're all pretty private, and they all have good trees around them, lots of shade. Yeah, I like it. We're actually not even going to put the awning out today. There's no calling for rain. The sun is between the clouds and these trees, we just don't have any cause for it to go out. And the weather is actually pretty nice. I was saying before, it's back and forth, and as I've done this walk to the campsite, it's very, very mild. It's late April on a Saturday. Good time to be in Westmoreland State Park, Campground C. Is a very nice park and very well maintained. All the staff we encountered during the trip were very friendly and helpful. That's Campground B we just passed on the left hand side, and shortly after you'll see Campground A on the right. When you hit the stop sign, you can bust a right and go see the visitor center, and as per the use, that's the first thing that Dawn and I did. In addition to gifts and information, the visitor center does have some exhibits. Here's one about the fossils of prehistoric sea life that can be found embedded in the cliffs along the riverside. They also have some critters. Here's an eastern chain king snake that they call Stevie Nicks. I don't know if that's a reference to chain or if they're trying to say something else. They got a couple cool turtles. And they have a corn snake that they named General Cornwallis. He's kind of hard to see. He's there hiding underneath of his log thing. Bald eagles are some of the most popular residents of the park. Back behind the visitor center is a great view atop the cliff overlooking the Potomac River. We got down to get a closer look. I don't think I've ever noticed wear like that on a trail map. I guess people like to run their fingers over it. Alright, here we are starting down the Big Meadows Trail. It's flagged as an easy hike. It's a 0.6 mile, I think, each way, down and back. But at the end is, I think, one of the most popular attractions at this park here is what they call the Fossil Beach. Picked up a painted rock here I found on this tree. I like that. It's a good one. walk here in the slightly wetter terrain tells me that I'm getting closer to our destination of the beach. This is a very popular place in the park, and one of the popular activities is fossil hunting, and folks will come down here with a colander or a strainer and sift through the sand looking for fossils like shark's teeth or whale vertebrae or maybe even a megalodon tooth if you're really lucky. Personally, the water is just much too cold for me, and I think these kids are kind of crazy, but I do love the views of the cliffs. There are cabins available that you can rent throughout various parts of the park. We've looked at them before, they're pretty nice. At the farthest end of the park is a beachy area that you can drive up and access, and this is a very popular spot for people to come launch their boats and hang out and do fishing. There's a pier. It's especially popular in the summer months. As we were driving, we spotted a bald eagle perched in the distance. Man, these things are always cool to see. There's a camp store, so we popped in to check that out. They sell firewood, $8 a pop. One cool thing is if it's after hours, you can just take it and pay back the visitor center later when you have time. They are open from 9 to 5. They carry the basic essentials that you would expect in a camp store, as well as some gifts. We figured we'd drive through and check out Campground A, and they do have more RV sites here in Campground A offering water and electric. Those are located towards the front of the campground. Towards the back, away from the main road, is where you have more tent sites. It's a pretty decent camping area, and we'd stay there, although I think I do prefer Campground C. And we figured why not go ahead and take a look at Campground B. And similar to Campground A, they also do have more RV sites. It's by far the biggest of the three. Again, I would stay there, but I think given the choice, I would choose Campground C because it seems to be the more private, quiet of the campgrounds. Alright, I've seen enough. I'm ready to go chill at my campsite. So I did ask at the visitor center and they did bring us a fire ring. So I feel a lot better about that. That's definitely more like what I'm used to. I'm gonna go ahead and get a fire going right now. It'll be time to eat soon. Dawn fixed up her famous hobo pockets. This time it was Italian sausage. When you can smell those things cooking, man, it gets you hungry. Alright, so dinner was delicious. It's getting to be evening time here at camp, 7 o'clock. The fire's going good. Probably just gonna hang out and chill and read a little bit. You know, maybe get some early sleep and get up, get an early start. Have breakfast and coffee and all that stuff. I'm just kind of checking out, you know, from camp. It's pretty easy access to, you know, some other stuff via this Conservation Corps trail, which is right here. Both ends runs alongside the campground, basically alongside the main entrance road in the park. It's one of those fitness type courses, so maybe we'll hit that up, do some some monkey bars or some push-ups. Anyways, you know, that's the plan. Just gonna take it easy tonight and do a little bit more hiking in the morning and then head on back home. Hi guys, well, good morning. Here we are up and at 'em. Got up pretty early this morning, a little bit before 7, which for me, if I don't have to get up for work or something, that's pretty early. We had a nice rest. You know, I was kind of worried, you know, with the temperature being what it was. I was afraid it would be too cold and we'd be uncomfortable. You know, I've always heard that, you know, and I know that the scamps are very well insulated, so, you know, they keep the heat in and out. Last night it did a good job of keeping the heat in. You know, I can say we were not cold at all, about 50 degrees, you know, so good to know that, you know, this is the temperature range that we're comfortable camping in and sleeping with. Noticed some condensation on the windows this morning, on the interior, on the mirror. You know, I'd always heard that was an issue. I think we've always tended to camp more in warmer temps, so I don't see it as much, but I did observe that here today. You know, it wasn't an issue for us, just something I noticed. But anyhow, we're just gonna chill here for a little bit. I think Dawn's gonna get some breakfast going a little bit, drink some coffee, relax, and kind of an overcast day. It's a little cooler right now. It's in the mid 50s, gonna get up to about 68, I think is what they say the high is, but it's supposed to stay cloudy. But either way, we're gonna eat breakfast, maybe go walk around the park a little bit more, then pack up and head home and call it a good weekend. But you know, still got some more stuff to do, so yeah, time to get some food in me. Alright guys, here we are. Next up, we're gonna do the Rock Springs Trail, it says here on the trail guide pamphlet. It actually calls it the Rock Springs Pond Trail. Which, here we are right here at the start of Campground B. You're gonna follow along there. There should be a pond at the end. Should be a pretty quick hike as well. I think it's 0.6 miles again, same as yesterday. Call it easy. So hopefully this pond looks cool. Let's go check it out. I didn't even see it, but as I was looking at this tree which had fallen, Dawn spotted a deer chilling in the cut over there back in the woods. I always love seeing critters in the wild. Oh, it looks like he's got a friend out there hanging with him too. On this particular morning, the pond offered a very cool, peaceful environment. I'm glad we made the walk. Something very unique we saw when we were driving away from that was this baby fox chilling in this drain pipe. We stopped by the visitor center to see if they were aware of him, and they said they knew about him. He was cool. The mother was around somewhere, so it was very neat to see. Very cute. I don't see a real clear start or sign marking the beginning of this trail, but I think this here we're about to go on is called the Beach Trail. This is a moderate hike. It's not very long, but there are steps. As you get closer to the beach, there are more steps, and they do get steeper. Now this is what I was talking about before. It's a very long flight of stairs that'll take you right down to the beach. I'd never come here this time of year, so it was pretty cool that we more or less had it to ourselves. There were a few people around, but not many. If you come during the summer months, there would be people all over the place. Checkout time was approaching, so it was time to pack up and move on out. It was a short visit, but it had been a few months since we've been out in the Scamp, so it was nice to get out, if even only for one night. Westmoreland State Park is a pretty sweet spot. I'd recommend it to anybody that likes camping in general. But I'd especially recommend it to anyone that likes water activities. If you can get out here during the summertime, it's definitely something worth checking out, I think. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. Think about subscribing if you want to follow along for more of our journeys. We do have some good trips coming up in the upcoming months that we're very excited about. And if you do choose to subscribe, go ahead and ring that bell so you get the notifications when new stuff comes out. We'll see you all out on the road because scamps like us are born to camp. Later.